second episode of the Election Forum here on Famous TV. As you know, I am Firdaus Azam, your campus politics blog. On this show, we'll be having a discussion. The discussion will be centered on the teams that have aspirants for the SRC presidency. And we have some guests on this show that will be representing some of the camps. Before I introduce them, for the discussion to kickstart, let me give you some updates on the department elections. From the time of our first episode till now, more departments have opened nominations for their elections. We have Computerized Accounting Students Ghana, Ghana Biochemical Students Association, Information Technology Students Society, Computer Science Society, Ghana Association of Statistics Students. Computer Science Society closed their theirs on Friday and voting took place on Saturday and Sunday. We await their results. Let's move to the SRC election currently. We have 5 students who have expressed interest for the SRC president positions. We have Asamojo Shwatelia, Chairman, SRC Scholarship Committee, Godfred Asenso Boache, Deputy Speaker, SRC Parliamentary Council, Abdul Aziz Isaku, and Naba Ilyasu, whose campaign flyer was seen in some WhatsApp groups on Friday, Albert Asari, who started campaigning last semester, but we are yet to hear from him this semester as to whether he is still in the race or not. We are now entering our discussion for today, and the reps present will help us with the discussion. With that said, let's move to our guests in the house. Welcome to the show. Kindly introduce yourself. Let's start from my father's.
Representative and member of Abdulaziz.
I am Richard Napan Red from Godfred Asenso Boache.
I am Umar Chichibula, a rep from Asamoah University and a member as well.
This week has been an interesting week and we'll be talking about it on the show. But before that, let's hear from the various reps what is happening in their camps. We will start with Abdul Aziz team. Tell us what your camp has been up to lately.
Some are classified information, secrets that we don't want to leak them. But I think for now, our work is speaking. I think one thing about getting to your audience is not really about the flyers. It's about getting your work to reach them. So we started this semester by offering free transportation to students to fill gas, and then we took it upon ourselves to do it. And then we did a whole naming. Some of the students always find it difficult to identify the halls, especially the level 100s. So we took it upon ourselves to name the halls. Then we went further. You see, one thing about student politics that we want this institution to know, it's not really about getting your flyers and being popular. We are going to expose this school to stakeholders that need be. This school is a growing university, very, very young, and management cannot do all the work alone, same as SRC. But we know SRC is doing their best, but we think if more hands are in, it will be able to work better for the university. So the meeting, we had an interaction with the student populace and then management, and they are facing a lot of issues. And one of them on top was the lighting issue. And then we donated 10 street light bulbs to management. And then to put this across, no one is using their money to buy them. I didn't use my dime, neither any member of the team, Aziz, used their money. It's through our effective lobbying. And I think one thing that we need to understand that a good quality, the qualities of a good leader, you should be able to have what? Effective lobbying. If you are not in charge, what can you do for your society? So one of our goals is that we want to do more with or without power. And I think one thing that we always put across is that if you are able to do something without power, it's even more powerful than doing something with power. So if you don't have the power, what can you do? Meaning you can't do anything for your society. So we are going to do more with or without power. So I think for now, what we are doing, more is still to come. And I think with this our donation is send a shiver down to our opponents that we are not just sharing flyers, posting them on trees and then on WhatsApp status, but we are really doing the work. Some are saying we are implementing their policies. We have not come up with any policy. So if you are saying that you are now going to implement your policies, you are come up with your policies, you want to implement them. You said that's what you want to do when you come. But we have not yet come up with our policies. We are doing a lot of what? Extensive and intensive what? Dialogue with the students. We have come up with their policies, and as I heard that he is now going to start implementing policies. You have not come up with, you have not won power, and he said that is the policies you want to come and implement. Now, because we are not just doing this because of politics. We are raising the dynamics of politics on campus. It's not just about you now win and think. You have to think before you win. So I think there's more that is coming. That when it's out, it's even going to not even dismantle our opponent's camps. So I don't want to talk much. That is all I have to say. That is ongoing in our team.
Okay, thank you, Team Aziz. Let's move to Team Godfrey. Please, what do you have for us?
Thank you for the opportunity. First of all, say I'm grateful to honor your show. And thank you to your audience and your subscribers as well. Today, I'm so glad that I've been asked to state what my candidate or who I chose to buy into his idea is bringing forth to our school. Basically, when you look at SRC in particular, and our school, it is a school that is just so young and is barely 3 years down the line. But it's like everyone have missed that important notice, regardless our individual differences, our goals, the dreams, the ambitions that we have to share. But what we are putting across is SRC, it's not an individual. And SRC, it's not about who achieves what to what time. But SRC, it's about what is being said. That no matter your difference, whatever idea you have, but when you win to lead and to champion the cause of the students, you should bear in mind that there are certain fundamentals that you need to secure and to maintain, to make sure that they are ongoing whilst you look to add up what you are bringing on board. But it's like everyone has missed that important architecture. And it's all about what I bring, and the interest is what I bring attached to my name. No. As it stands, we are giving precedence to other universities, I would like to say, and I wouldn't mention any university's name, but it will be more difficult for you to do that comparison because they started like us, and they never kickstart running. They set the basis. Our constitution is not even well understood by the student populace. They don't know what is required of them and the format to approach management with it. Management is seen as opposing to students, excuse me to say, because that is how most of the students see it. But I'd like to bring forth this clarity. The management is a stakeholder, but the greatest stakeholder of the university environment is the student populace. Without us, management has no action to take. But it's like we here don't actually know exactly how to approach management. And that's why the constitution was said. You should have your basis, you should have what you want and what backs it, and how to maintain it before you approach management. If I start a project today, that's me, it's fine, I have the capabilities, I have the links. But what if my brother here tomorrow wants to chair the same seat I was chairing? Is there any layout foundation that with this seat, you should be able to speak to A, you should be able to speak to B, and that person will respond because the foundation has been built. That's a transition. We are coordinating with you. You are an NGO, you are an institution. You believe whenever the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Nigeria approaches you, it's a clear deal that you sign with them that when the need arises and you call, I'm going to respond. But if I choose to do it with my capabilities, he comes. That means he has to set a promise to his standard. And he's going to live by it. And at the end of the day, when we even look at Ghana as a country, that's why RTI bill was passed, Right to Information Bill, and I believe CKT Vitas is one of the own that is in this country and on the land of Ghana, and that seeks to clarify that you can ask for whatever information you want. And based on this, I feel that when we set that particular agenda out there, that this is the foundation. If SRC should build a hostel, it shouldn't be about Richard coming. Yeah, I'm an aspirant, so I have a lot of cash on me. I go to start the building. What the unforeseen occurs, what happens to the next president? He doesn't have the ability to buy the materials I've actually designed to use for the building. He will either be forced to use inferior materials, or you have to kick it down. Not necessarily because I won, that's my dream, that's not his. No, but because there's nothing governing him. But if there's a foundation, if an SRC president comes, we choose to build the SRC hostel, 15-story, 20-story, it is done. The first president starts the base. It's not a must to complete it. The foundation is that. Any SRC coming knows that you have to lay a block. Assign your promises, they are there. That's your energy. But what it's being agreed by GA should be followed. So I am not against anyone giving to the school. It's a basic school. We are barely less than 3 years. So if individually we can migrate our environment to better suitors, why not? It's more welcoming than waiting to secure power when we are actually setting rules to govern how you use monies. It wouldn't make any sense to us. So basically, our agenda is setting the base and curbing and making sure for whatever promises you make and the populace buy into it. But remember, you come and meet a standard that has been set. And that is for the GA. And once GA decides, whatever your views are, whatever your goals are, you need to be in line. So basically, our agenda is to bring down the constitution to students, to understand, to know our rights, what to do, how to do it, and where to do it. So that's from Godfrey as Ministry License team. And we have not much to say until it is displayed. Thank you.
Thank you, Team. So let's move to Team AJ. Team AJ, what do you have for us?
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your report. First of all, before I start, I think I would like to make a note to you that I think before you give birth to your children, the child lifestyle of your children will determine their future sometimes. Looking at the AG, we came last year and things will succeed. And we made it that we are not going to step back to make our policies to manifest. So we'll come back or we'll bounce back heavily to make sure that we get the power. Looking at AG, what we did so far, or what we have done so far, starting from the beginning, I think somebody should tell me has been a portrait helping his college students, not even his college alone, levels over levels, to solve a lot of problems between the student body and the lecturers. And this is the kind of relationship, or this is the kind of person we want to get as an SRC president, to build the relationship between the students and the lecturers. Also, looking at some things, we are in a situation whereby we get to realize that if students are able to pay their school fees up to some level, there are some amount of money being cut into the addition to the student. But this is the question. If I'm able to get some money to pay my school fees, how then do I make extra money to pay for penalties? You understand? And I think in AG, he has helped a lot of students in paying of their school fees, physically and then also helping them by getting scholarship. I think if you look at the current administration, the three aspirants for the SRC have positions in what, or have the whole positions in those administrations. But ask yourself, how or what have they done so far to help the administration? You understand? This is something you don't come. We are in Ghana. We are in Ghana, and you've seen that when you go outside campus, politicians play their some tricks. When it is getting to election, you see people constructing roads, coming for funerals, picking people's calls, saving people's lives. By immediately you vote or election is over, that is all, you don't see them. And that is what we are seeing on campus here. If you think you can come, why don't you start being one? But why do you come? Because you are asking for power, you are not solving people's problem for them to see if you are active or persistent, good person. This is something, student policies is beyond what playing tricks to gain power, you understand? Also looking at the scholarship, as Asamoah Joshua, who is the SRC committee, SRC scholarship committee chair, has gained over 40 plus students getting what? They get fan scholarship for this year. I don't know if you heard of it. And as I'm speaking now, GFPC is on process. And we are promising that you will hear from us. More than that number will still get the admission, the scholarship. If we don't need this, what again we need? We have students paying their school fees. And we all know that to an extent, some students will find it difficult to pay, not only students. Some parents don't get money due to the economic problems we are facing in Ghana. So this is something to solve the student problem. We didn't start it just year, and we are showing it to show that when they give us the mandate, we can do more and more. Also looking at the student budget, I think we all have hobbies here. Some of us we like playing games, other stuff. I think looking at the sports section of this school, we like most of the facility, let me say most of the things we used to organize sports. I think Team AG, or who is Asamoah Joshua has donated the football to the sports section master to help him organize football matches between the student bodies so that they play and feel comfortable at, or they feel like they are in the house. Also, when you look at something, when you look at CKT leaders, the team that drafted their constitution, which SRC is based on to make laws and stand firm, Asamoah Joshua is one of them. So is that making him incompetent? Asamoah Joshua is someone who has helped us not today, but since the beginning. He's not just playing tricks to get what? To get the mandate, but he's having the power and the zeal to make things happen. And also when you look at the school fees I'm talking of, some students wanted to pay school fees whereby they were agents of Fidelity banks on campus, but getting to some time they stopped coming. Going to Walaga to pay will cost extra charges of what? Taking lot of it. But as Asamoah Joshua, we are taking upon himself and organize the student, but he took their money and went and paid. I think none of the students complained of him frauding him or her. This is a good leader we are all heading towards, or we are all praying to get on board. So looking at the things we did at the back, there are a lot of things, but I wouldn't like to, some of them are confidential, and our team, I promise, and I'm telling you that there is a big package coming. If we get a mandate, we are going to serve the students and serve them to their personal interest, to their interest. And looking at things here, if you check the CKT leaders, the research students normally say that the SRC will come, and when you come in soliciting for vote, once you vote for the person, they're off, he's gone. Ask yourself, if I have a friend who I know very well, I don't trust him, then because of some instances he came to deceive me to trust him, and later on defrauded me, can I complain? Someone didn't start helping you day one. He gets to an extent whereby he's seeking for power, then he starts helping you, and you see it to be a good help. Then once you get a mandate and he stops helping you, you can't be complaining that SRC is not working. These are some of the mistakes the students do, and both people who are just playing tactics to gain power into power, then later on you come and be regretting voting them. So I think Asamoah Joshua after we has done a lot, and a lot is coming. And I'm urging all the students that let's stay calm and wait for the package. This is what we have from our team. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Team AJ. So this question is directed to Team Asenso and Team AJ. Let's talk about the balls Team Aziz donated to the school. What was your thought when you first saw the pictures on WhatsApp, Team Asenso?
Thank you for the question. It's, as I earlier stated, it's like I pray. It look like I pray hand there to your question, but that's not it. All what I said, basically, it's I welcome, because I'm a student, as I'm not management, even if I'm management, that I should be able to stand firm and honor the zeal of a student who takes it up and see the need for his campus to be at a particular condition. That's why earlier on stated that I don't want to make sides with any institution or any ground that I've been to. But we all here believe that we need to many campuses. We've seen what is there. We know how it feels. We regret sometimes, we regret sometimes being here. But that's notwithstanding. It is better we put in our energy before we even go out there to call for that support, because as it stands now, before I move out to ask for support, your mind will have been, what has this guy put in his hand before stretching out to me? You shall relate it. We've all been complaining. The school is dark, our roads are not dark, a lot of times. But like, what are we doing within our reach? Management is aware, it isn't that they are. But if they are handicapped, what do we do to initiate that? When you go out there to petition for that sponsorship, you can use us. Tell whoever you are reaching out to that, even your students have seen the need for lightening their environment. So it's based on this we feel if you can buttress with this or if you can do this or that. So when I first saw it, I didn't see it as a political gymnastic, no political shenanigans to speak about. But I felt it's more reasoning and it's more welcoming that if this should be, but not for a political interest or not for, should I say, for a political bid, it's fine. If he does that to influence the habit of those of us that are able to do our little, regardless of what I need, but just that I feel my environment is not well furnished for me to be a student, why not? I'll go in out for all I can, bring in something, not to challenge, but like, I'm buttressing. I've seen the need that he has done A, so like, as an individual, what do I have to offer? It could be that tomorrow I'll opt that I'm tying the school from the gate, maybe to NHA block. That's a plus. But that doesn't mean I have to come out and let it look like once I've tied the street, it's a guarantee that make me a leader and I'll tie the rest of the thing. It shouldn't be. I need to just say, this is who I am. If you feel I can do something better with the power, I don't see the leadership thing as something that will actually help to bring out extraordinary, no. The leadership platform is just going to create a bridge for you to have that connection. And I believe in the social network a lot. Because the more you know people, the better your surroundings become. So if I should do this and go out to someone I feel who has better than I am, I'll like, yeah, within my pocket, I'm able to tag my streets, half of it. So I'm coming to you if you could help me tag the rest of it. And at least, the person being a philanthropist, the person being someone you've seen so much in, should buy into your idea. So with this light, it could push me as an individual, like, let us go out and get them much that's great. We are motivating ourselves to move around, but not necessarily because if that's the angle, I would like to set it straight on your show that they are visible of such in our country. Projects have been started, we never go to complete. Even the state itself starts, but never gets them completed. Because I come and the my career interest or whatever I've laid down to my team, what promises I've made should be the priority, but not what the standards are. So I haven't seen anything bad with it. It's fine, because tomorrow, me having the problem out of darkness and I have been solved by this light. So at the end of the day, I'll see whoever the mission is as someone being patriotic, as someone being caring to brother, or as someone being so interested that I need to start something before I can be helped. I can't be in my room and expect someone to come and give me money. If I need to beg, I need to be on the street begging. I can't be in my bed and pray that you walk to my house, not my door, and say, I don't have anything to take this from you. We need to set the basis for ourselves. So it all boils down to all what I said. We need to start something, and that thing will guide us to achieve more of what we want. But not jump skipping to propagate what you feel will get your attention or what will make you look better than someone. I'm not here to speak of who is better, who is best, who can do what, but it's about who can set the basis. And the person who set the basis, who knows? As I'm here discussing, but now someone is in someone's office begging for 50 to 80 street lights for the school. That would be the last. Must that person be a candidate before you like that? No. So if we're making it look like we must be a candidate, then at the end of the day, that must boils down to only political shenanigans and it's going nowhere. Because I'll have to step up to contest before I go out and bring an achievement. But it should be a motivation to student for this. This is what I can do, regardless. So if you have the energy, why not? All along, and let's make our society. So I think this is what I have to say to the question.
Okay, so Major, what do you think about the bulbs?
Okay, I think it's a very nice project you brought. I think this is a young university where we lack most of the facilities, we lack most of things, and then we are all seeking, not from the state, but from philanthropists and also students as well, to help grow the university to where it's supposed to be. So if Aziz is able to donate balls, that will clear the darkness in the school and also serve as security. Like if you are working in the dark place, someone can easily snatch your bag or your laptop or phone. So if he's able to do that, I think it's a good thing, and it serves as a motivation to students who are like those who can be able to do more. They also bring up their thing like this, their project on board to show that they care for the school and they really want the school to go well. This is a school where SRC, if you put all our trust on SRC is not the body that has everything that it can donate to the school, or it can give out to the school. But we have some students here who can also help. If you wish that, oh, I can help this, and if you can help, why don't you? You understand? So I think it's a very good thing that Aziz done, and I congratulated him on that. It's a very, very good thing, and we pray that God bless him and then give him more energy and money so that he will do more and far, far better than this to help the school. Thank you.
So, Team Aziz, what was your reason for the balls your team donated in the school? And why now? You could have donated them earlier on. Why during the time of election?
Okay, so I thank Asensu and then Timeje for the compliment. You see, some things don't really take a day to achieve. Some things take time. When you are doing things, you don't just rush. Some people need to actually have the trust in you that when you are doing so, you will be able to let's say, as you have come to do. Talking about the donation of the balls, when you start from NHA1 to the entrance, it's not like the balls were not being fixed. Some are worn out, some have one or two issues, and even on the main road leading to campus, and then even around that road leading to Lighthouse International School behind campus. See, it's always dark in the night. So most of the students always complain of the darkness. So when it rains and you come for lectures in the night, we maybe need some who close lectures around 7 to 8. They are going home in the dark. Anyone can do anything to anyone, especially our vulnerable age. So we took it upon ourselves, and we had to present concrete reasons to the donors in the lobbying process. And it didn't just take a day to do that. You can't just walk into someone and say, oh, I want this, and the person will give you. We have instances that people will give support. And let me clarify that we have not used our money to do it. It's through the effective lobbying. And those balls are even very expensive. I think VC confirmed today that those that we donated, some are not yet on campus. They are very, very of high quality. So we couldn't have used our money to do it. They cost hundreds of cities. We couldn't have used our money to do that. It's true effective lobbying. And I understand from our census member what he said. There's really sense in it, and I think what we really need to do for this school is not to be fighting each other. None of the aspirants should be fighting each other. I'll be happy, and we are even in the process that when Team Aziz have used power, anyone even in our opponent's camp that we see has the skill and the qualities to help support the school? Why not be involved in the person? We believe, like he says, social networking is very, very important than even having money. You can have money if you don't have people, that money will not do anything for you. So we believe actually in social networking. And like he says, if we don't have the foundations right and you go to someone to ask for help, the person will say you are either useless or something. That is why in my first submission I said management is doing their best, SRC is doing their best, but we expect more. We need to get to a point that this school will be in a level that when you come back one day to maybe have one or two with this campus, you'll be proud. And I think what our leaders always actually at the national level always really lack is that when you're given the power, you don't do as such. Then when you step down, you see that it's paining you. It's something that hurts you, that you had the power to do something and you couldn't. So let's say in the next 5 years, we have to come back to this school, maybe as lecturers or as even students, as one of us can even be the VC one day. Then you now come back and you happen to, you had the power to change some things on campus and you couldn't. And you come to still meet those same problems, it will be hurting you. You really feel sad. So this is our donation, what we are doing, and as I said, if you look at the name of our team, it's Team Aziz. It's not really about one person. It's a group of like-minded people, student activists, let me put it that way. And an activist is someone who is aggressive for change. You can go any length to bring positive change to the society. And then we think we are really looking, I think that was last month, we paid a courtesy call or a visit to one of these big universities in their SRC to learn how things are being organized, their day-to-day activities. And then we got to know that one other thing that we have to understand is that when you assume office as SRC president, some people might assume that you are an enemy to them, and they will also at times in a way not to intimidate you, but if you in a way want to show them that maybe you are up to something, you will be able to work with them. So we are really getting the experiences to do. And let me put it across that Abdulaziz is a member of the procurement committee, the vice chair of the procurement committee of the current SRC administration. So the donation really is not to score points. It's something that we are giving out to the school, and then it's to the welfare of the students. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Tim Aziz.